I'd like to call the second meeting of the month of May to order on May 15th, 2023. Can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton,
Present.
Trustee Gata, Trustee Arnett,
Present.
Trustee Mills,
Present.
Trustee Newell,
Present.
Trustee Palafis,
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
President, can everybody please rise? Trustee Stanton, you want to lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Trustee Stanton.
Welcome.
Move on to recognition of the audience. This is a time if anyone in the audience has a question or concern for the village board or the village staff for something that is not on the agenda. Now's the time to come forward. Going once, twice, three times, we'll move on. 4, approval of the minutes of the May 1, 2023 meeting. Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Anybody have any questions or concerns about the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. Also like to note that Trustee Gata has an excused absence this evening. Move on to consent agenda, omnibus vote. Chair would accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. The items on the consent agenda consist of the following. A, approval of the agenda. B, approval of the schedule of bills for May 15th, 2023 in the amount of $4,527,888.36. C, request board approval of memorandum of understanding with the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning regarding participation in the Northwest Cook Transit Coordination Study. D, request board approval for an extension of preliminary and final site plan for a Popeyes Louisiana Chicken at 2280 West Higgins Road. E, request board approval for Geographic Information Systems GIS licensing with Environmental Systems Research Institute Inc., Ezra, Redlands, California, in an amount not to exceed $60,000. F, request board approval of a supplement to the Phase 1 engineering contract with Baxter and Woodman Inc. for the Hassel Road Bicycle and Pedestrian Enhancement IT project for the Hassel Road Bicycle and Pedestrian Enhancement. G, request board authorization to A, award a contract for construction engineering services for the Beverly Road Path and Resurfacing Project to Civil Tech Engineering Inc. of Itasca, Illinois, at a cost not to exceed $342,684. B, approve the IDOT engineering service agreement for construction engineering services for the Beverly Road Path and Resurfacing Project. Does anybody want any of these items pulled? Seeing none, can you pull the board, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton,
Aye.
Trustee Arnett,
Aye.
Trustee Mills,
Aye.
Trustee Newell,
Aye.
Trustee Palafis,
Aye.
Mayor McLeod.
Aye, motion carried. Move on to 6. President's report. We have proclamations. Who's got the first one?
I do.
Okay.
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas May 20th, 2023 is the 13th annual Kids to Parks Day organized and launched by the National Park Trust, held on the third Saturday in May. And whereas Kids to Park Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit local parks, public lands, and waters. And whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, mellitus, hypertension, and hypocholesterolemia. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and the outdoors, and whereas Kids to Park Day will recognize the importance of recreating responsibly while enjoying the benefits of the outdoors. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, do by here proclaim May 20th, 2023 as Kids to Parks Day in the village of Hoffman Estates and urge all residents and businesses to make an effort to enjoy the vast array of the village's local parks and outdoor facilities.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved. I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. We appreciate all that the Park District does, and this is a great program. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Jody Schultz, you want to accept this? You want to talk a little bit what's going on in Kids to Park Day this coming Saturday?
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'd love to see anybody come on out to the Park District from 11 to 3 this Saturday at Fabrini Park, 1704 Glen Lake Road. We'll have a stage show with 4 different entertainers, our baton team, Sideswipe, which is, according to them, the most prolific martial arts performance in the world or in the
Nice.
United States. And then Jeannie B and the Jelly Beans and a giant bubble show. In addition to some inflatables and temporary tattoos and face painting and some big giant yard games. It should be a fun time. So love to see anybody come out.
Sounds like it will be.
Thank you.
Here, come on. You want to shake hands with everybody, Jody?
Sure, where do I start?
So the board can get
Trustee
actually
Noel.
temporary tattoos?
Thank you.
Yeah, we can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And a big bubble show, not just a bubble show, a big.
Let's get a picture here, Jody. Oh,
See, it's no longer a hidden agenda.
yep.
Gotta get it one way or another.
All right, everybody ready? Got 1, 2, 3, and got it.
Great. Did we ever vote on that? Just some Karen knows that.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we had a motion on Kids to Park Day. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Who's up next?
I am. Here, let me resize it so it all fits. Okay. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas the poppy is a symbol of support for veterans, it remembers soldiers who have given their lives for their country and honors their dedication and sacrifice. And whereas the poppy is a symbol of war casualties, started with a poem in the spring of 1915, a Canadian Artillery Unit Brigade surgeon named Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae saw bright red poppies blooming on the war-torn fields where so many soldiers had lost their lives, and subsequently wrote, "In Flanders fields." And whereas the Friday before Memorial Day, May 26th this year, is National Poppy Day. Poppies are handmade by veterans as part of their therapeutic rehabilitation and distributed across the country by the American Legion Auxiliary in exchange for donations that assist disabled and hospitalized veterans. And whereas on Monday, May 29th, 2023, many Americans will pin a bright red poppy to their shirts as signs of respect. In the United States, the poppy is worn on Memorial Day, the last Monday in May, to commemorate the lives of those who died fighting for their country. And whereas the poppy is worn in many of the countries that were allied during World War I, including Great Britain, France, Belgium, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United States. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims May 26, 2023 as American Poppy Day in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and encourage our citizens and business owners to join in its observance by wearing a red poppy on this special day of remembrance.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Les Montag, the chair of our Veterans Memorial Commission. Did you want to say a few words, Les?
I just want to thank the village for doing this for us. The American Legion is very into the poppies on Memorial Day weekend. We have volunteers out from 8 in the morning till 6, 7 at night sometimes for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And like you said, the money we collect, we distribute it to Heinz Hospital and the Lovell Hospital up in North Chicago. And we also donate to the food pantry and any veteran that is in need of assistance. That's what the money is that we collect is used for. And I want to thank you again for doing this for us.
It's a great
Thank you.
program, Les. You want to take the circuit? Thank you, Les, for everything.
Thanks to you guys and thank you for your service. Thanks for being so involved.
Let's get a picture, Les. You can't run
get
away.
without a picture.
Get up there.
Yes, for the proclamation.
price of admission, huh?
Yep.
All right, ready? Let's see. All right, got it. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Nice. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Wasn't a part of the interview.
Okay, Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the Hoffman Estates, Illinois, to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2023 marks the 63rd Annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by the virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaim May 21st through 27th, 2023 as the National Public Works Week in the village of Hoffman Estates, and hereby urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions that they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Mr. Nebel, Public Works Director. Did you want to say a few words, Joe?
At least 15 minutes.
Somebody
worth
can
of
talk as long as Ben.
Wow. I'd like to thank the board for their support, for all the things that we come. You know, we do spend a lot of money, especially towards the beginning of the year, but all of our programs and things, and we've changed some things over the years, and we've, I believe, made things more efficient and a little bit better. Our guys are very professional and embracing technology and moving forward in the new ways of doing things. So appreciate the support and sending guys to classes and seminars and conferences and the support that we get from the board. So
Well, your folks
Thank you
do
very
great
much.
work, Joe.
thank you.
Up again.
You look great.
We can group hug if you were actually taking a picture too.
Yes. Why not?
If the proclamation is framed, you get a call.
Yeah, it helps.
Holiday card picture right here.
Yeah, here it is.
Send
We
all the
expect to see
family.
this in your office. Joe.
Thanks to the map.
All right, ready, everybody? 1, 2, 3. One more, please. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, I'm up next.
Okay.
Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas there are more than 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Village of Hoffman Estates Police Department. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agency of the Village of Hoffman Estates play an important role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the citizens of our community. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of their police department, and that members of our department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence or disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. And whereas our police department has grown to be a modern and scientific law enforcement agency, which unceasingly provides a vital public service, be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the laws of this Village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims the week of May 15th to the 21st, 2023, as National Police Week in the Village of Hoffman Estates, and hereby urges our citizens to join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their communities have established for themselves the rights and security of all citizens.
Chair will accept the motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion. We second. Any discussion? We all appreciate the great work our police department does and the police departments across the country. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. Chief Colley, you want to say a few words, Chief?
Joe did, so you have to.
I know, it's a new thing. So I will echo what Director Nebel said about the support. Our officers have a very hard job, and to have the support of the village and the support of the community behind them goes a long way for them. That's our biggest goal, is to have that support of the community, and I think we do. And just thank you for everything you guys help us with.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief. Chief? Okay, get off that easy.
Another Kodak moment.
Even though you have a gun, you can't get off that easy. Thank you.
Do you carry a taser? Oh, no. Do you carry a taser? No, just a gun. You're good enough with the gun. You don't need a taser.
Okay, who's next?
Next and last. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage in the United States was celebrated beginning in 1978 and was made into a month-long event in 1992. And whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month seeks to honor and recognize the contributions of residents from Asia, India, and the Pacific Islands. And whereas Native Hawaiians, Chinese, and Japanese were the first to migrate to the Pacific Northwest and were known for handling canoes and transporting goods, construction, and railroad expansion. And whereas Asian Pacific encompasses all of the Asian continent and the Pacific Islands of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. And whereas during Asian American and Pacific Islander AAPI Heritage Month, we acknowledge Asians and Pacific Islanders have lived and worked in Oregon for more than 200 years, contributing into Oregon's and the United States economy, culture, education, politics, arts, literature, science, and technological developments, despite institutional and systemic injustices designed to prevent and limit these achievements and contributions. And whereas during AAPI Heritage Month, we acknowledge the additional determination, hard work, and perseverance AAPI must put forth to be heard and seen, and that these additional efforts are a result of inequitable institutional and systemic injustices. And whereas despite these contributions and leadership, The role of AAPI in U.S. history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history. Be it therefore resolved that William D. McLeod, acting under and by virtue of the authority vested in him by the Constitution of the State of Illinois and laws of this village of Hoffman Estates, hereby proclaims May of 2023 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the village of Hoffman Estates, and urges all Hoffman Estates citizens, government agencies, business leaders, hospitals, schools, and public and private institutions in the village to participate in its observance.
Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. We all appreciate the great contributions that the Asian American and Pacific Islanders have made to our great country. Wouldn't be the same place without them. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, motion carried. We'll make sure this is posted. Go, Madam Clerk. Okay, we have coming up on May 17th, this coming Wednesday, we have Wine Wednesday in the Chamber of Business After Hours at Bar Down Sports Grill at Poplar Creek Bowl, 2354 West Higgins Road. Enjoy food, drinks, and conversation from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. This is a free event, but as always, do appreciate donations of non-perishable items for our local food pantries. Bring a friend or two, we hope to see you there. This past week on Wednesday, I attended the swearing-in ceremony for the recently re-elected District 15, Community Consolidated District 15 board members, Sam Ader, Wenda Hunt, and Zubair Khan. And I want to thank Mr. Paul for handling the Northwest Municipal Conference meeting. Thursday, we had the Bloom event at the Now Arena, and I was very honored to be honored at that event for the work with children and the CAC. It was a great event, and I think everybody had a really great time at it. They did a great job at the Now Arena. On Friday the 12th, Melinda Metzger, the executive director of PACE, and I met with County Commissioner Maggie Trevor at the PACE headquarters. She had concerns about transportation for folks with disabilities and some of the other towns in our district bisected by Route 53 that they have problems getting across that particular road. And hopefully something can be done to help them. And later that afternoon, we had the National League of Cities Transportation Infrastructure Committee meeting on rail safety, aviation technology partnership. And today, we had a couple of events here before the meeting. We had Citizens Fire Academy graduation, program still going strong. And the Daisy Troop, 473I9, went over the bridge and became brownies. And the village board was very honored to be there, and the village clerk, to watch them move up in Girl Scouts. And that's all I have for now. We'll move on to trustee comments. We'll start with trustee Stanton.
I was afraid you'd say that. On the, yeah, from that proclamation, you're right. On the 4th of May, I was able to attend the Economic Development Committee event at Bella Works. Also, then on the 5th, I was able to attend the opening day at the Highway Brew Garden. I had a chance to sit and talk with a lot of our staff there. And on the 6th, I attended the grand reopening of the Trip-On Fitness Center. And let's see, on the 9th, I was able to serve food at our seniors luncheon sponsored by our Senior Citizens Commission. And I was able to attend a special Leisure Services Foundation golf outing with many of our staff members and trustee Palafis and our village attorney, Art Janura. And on the 11th, my wife and I attended the Bloom event sponsored by the CAC, where Mayor McLeod was honored. I then, on Friday the 12th, attended the Officer Lee Pye commemorative sign ceremony. And today I was able to be here with the fire commission's, well, what do we call that again? Thank you.
the Fire Academy's graduation ceremony. And then, as the mayor indicated, the daisies, and they're going over to the brownies. And that's it.
Yeah, the ceremony for a Leap High honorary street sign was very moving. The son and sister and other folks were there, and a lot of the police officers, current ones and retired ones who knew Lee, were there, and it was a very moving occasion. Trustee Mills.
Thank you. Pretty much a lot of the same things. I also helped serve lunch at the Seniors Commission luncheon on the 9th, and the food was prepared by Garibaldi's and was excellent. Every senior that I talked to enjoyed it. On the 11th, I also attended the Bloom event at Now Arena, as the mayor said, was excellently put together. At that night, he was awarded the Mark Parr Award from the CAC, which Children's Advocacy Center, which was truly an honor for him and well deserved. Today, the Citizens Fire Academy, also the Daisy crossing the bridge to Brownies, which brought back a lot of memories from years ago from my girls. And I truly am sorry I missed the retirement for Tony Caceres. I had, unfortunately, something else I had to be at. And also the street dedication. I'm sure it was a great event, but unfortunately, work called first. So that's it.
Thank you. Trustee Arnett.
Thank you. Congratulations, first of all, to Mayor McLeod for his award at the Bloom event. I'm very sorry I missed that. Also, congratulations to the Citizens Fire Academy graduates, and congratulations to all of our little daisies now becoming brownies. That's all I have.
Okay, Trustee Newell.
Okay, some of the same, a few different ones. And the second, attended the sustainability meeting. And the third, the utility commission meeting. And also, along with the mayor and our clerk, we went to Muir School for the walk bike day and passed out the pencils. On the 6th, we had the grand reopening of the Trepon Fitness Center. Amazing, looks really good. And they also had the community garage sale at Seascape, which they had a huge crowd, even with the little raindrops that kept coming down. On the 7th, the kids kite fly at Fabrini Park, which was excellent. It was great to watch the younger kids to try to fly the kites, and then of course the professionals. Oh my gosh, I never knew you could fly a kite like that, but it was great. It was a learning experience. And the 11th, the Bloom event at the Now Arena, which was a awesome event, and congrats to the mayor for the Mark Parr Award, which is very well deserved. And the 12th, attended along with many of the police and board the dedication of the street sign for Leap High, which is at Golf and Gannon. And as the mayor had said, it was a very moving ceremony. And on the 15th, which is today, congrats to the Daisies who crossed the bridge over to the Brownies, and to all the Fire Academy grads. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Palafis.
Thank you, sir. As you've heard, a lot going on over the last couple of weeks. The Bloom event was awesome. I love having it at our arena. And Mayor, congratulations on your award. Not surprised at all the impact you have on them, and all that you and Joni have done with them. Also want to congratulate all of the graduates from the Citizens Fire Academy. I was actually in the Citizens Police Academy with a lot of those people, so seeing them tonight was great. So I got to know a lot of them through that group. It was fun to see them go on and do the fireside. And a couple of them were self-proclaimed academy junkies. So I think, Joe, you need a public works, academy or something. I don't know.
That subject came up tonight.
It did, yeah. We don't want to leave you out. And then attended the Special Leisure Services Foundation golf outing, as Gary mentioned, with him and Art and Suzanne. And the weather was amazing. And we golfed all right, too. It was a lot of fun. And man, can Sean kill it, right? I mean, he's great. Also, chaired the Emerging Tech Commission meeting tonight, where we discussed some upcoming technologies that are being considered. and chaired the Plots Concert meeting, which September seems far away, but we have a fun summer planned before we get there. But we're excited about all of the things. We're really beefing up the Kinderplots and whatnot, and the event just keeps getting more popular. So that's a lot of fun. One of the highlights of my week was the unveiling of the Officer Elite Pie sign for the Pie family, which was pretty great. Many thanks to Public Works, all the police officers, Amy, other staff who stood out in the light rain with us at the corner of Gulf and Gannon Roads. Really spoke volumes to the family. I agree, Mayor, it was a very moving event and very meaningful to the family. Actually, one of them told me it was kind of a closure item for Jim Pie after all these years. And then today, now that the Hideaway is open, I asked the arena team, who also is the Hideaway team, to meet with Gary and I to talk about some of the Village Green stuff that we had gone over for the last number of years. We'd like to get a Village Green ad hoc committee meeting on the books sometime soon. I know a lot's being considered. We have the grant, and it would be great to talk and refresh everyone on what our goals are and to discuss kind of the big picture for that area. As I'm on a lot of the commissions that use that space, so it's near and dear to my heart in many ways.
Bottom line is we want to spend some money.
Yeah.
And soon.
There you go. So looking forward to a meeting coming. Anyway, that's all for me, sir.
Okay, thank you. Village Manager's report?
Yeah, two items. One, to answer the question posed. So, village staff has, once we had applied for that grant back last year that we were successful in obtaining for about $500,000, we engaged TRIA, which is the company that had done that work previously, in conjunction with the arena team led by Dan O'Malley and Peter Gugliotta, to start developing some conceptual plans, assuming kind of keeping our fingers crossed that the grant would be awarded to us so that we weren't then reacting 3 or 4 months later. So the good news is when we did find out we got the grant, we were well on our way in doing some of that preliminary work. So what's being finalized right now is some of those. In fact, I believe, Mayor, you were at that meeting as well we had not too long ago, where we reviewed some of those preliminary plans. We're putting some cost estimates together with those plans, and then the goal there is once that is completed, we will then re-engage the ad hoc committee to give you something to look at and react to in terms of the layout, the design, as well as the cost. And Dan, what are we looking at? Maybe 30 days or so? A little bit less. I mean, we're pretty close. So once we get that locked down from the architect, we'll get a meeting scheduled.
Honestly, just so much has happened in my head between the last time we met and now.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember all the things that we talked about. So selfishly, it's just good to get back together and get some discussion.
Yeah, I think we could in the challenge with some of those meetings is we want the meeting to have an ultimate purpose, and so we wanted to work to give you, as opposed to just sitting around and saying, hey, well, let's do something. We've been doing stuff, and so it'll be a productive meeting for you all to opine. Because if that's the case, if you guys sign off on it, then we will get to work in terms of design, et cetera, because that's something we would look to build potentially sometime next year. And of course, the timing of that will be challenging, as you know, because there's a lot that goes on out there throughout the year. But all good stuff. And like I said, next month or so, we should be getting that group back together. So that was item number one. Item number two was just a thank you to the board for your support and recognition last week for Public Service Recognition Week. We really had a great week here at Village Hall. Had a lot of events for all of our employees, from our public safety folks to Public Works, as well as all of our called the administrative team here operating out of Village Hall. We were really fortunate to have a really good group of team members here at Village Hall, and it was nice to pause a little bit throughout the week to recognize them. And finally, I too attended the brownie changeover tonight, which was nice. They've daisied a brownie, and as someone who dropped out of Boy Scouts, my Boy Scout dropout, it was nice to see them go over the bridging.
Dropout or reject?
I dropped out voluntarily. I was not rejected. I left on my own accord. But I regret that to this day. I should have at least stuck with it.
Yeah.
At least got the tenderfoot. Thank you.
Thanks, Manager Bohm. Village Clerk's report.
Yeah, since no one else said it, Cop on a Rooftop.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called? Oh, yeah.
Well done.
It's Friday, not at the Dunkin' Donuts by my house because it's still being built, but Hassel and Barrington, and are we out west also? Okay, and out by Target. So I think it's 5 until noon. So go get your donuts, your T-shirts, make your donation. I'll stop by the one at Barrington on my way in and get donut holes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Thank you. You'll have copies of the treasurer's report. Anybody have any questions on the treasurer's report? If not, it will be received and filed. We have committee reports. Finance, Trustee Palafis.
Yes, sir. On May 22nd, 2023, promptly at 7 p.m. here in the boardroom, we will have a roll call to establish quorum. We'll ask for an approval of the minutes from April 24th, 2023. We have an open item for public comments if anybody wants to comment. And then we have one item under new business at the moment, which is a request approval for an ordinance amending the 2022 budget as a result of the completed financial audit and to close out the fiscal year. And then we have the 3 recurring monthly reports for information only, finance, information technologies, and the Now Arena monthly report. We'll have a president's report, any items and other that didn't get covered in public comments, no items to review, and then we'll adjourn. And
Thank
then
you.
from there, Anna.
Public Works and Utilities.
Okay, immediately following the Finance Committee, we'll have the Public Work and Utility Committee on May 22nd, 2023. We'll have a roll call, approval of minutes from April 24th, 2023, public comment, and then under new business, we have 3 items. First one is request authorization to renew contract for 2023 and 2024 sanitary sewer work that includes cleaning, root cutting, televised inspection, and evaluation services with American Underground Incorporated, which is out of Glenview, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $160,000. Item number 2, request authorization to award contract for a village-wide water distribution leak survey 2, which will be determined, in an amount not to exceed will also be determined. Item number 3, request authorization to waive bidding and purchase 2 Ford F-250 pickup trucks from Friendly Ford, which is out of Roselle, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $99,190.52. B, 2 Ford Explorer Interceptors and 1 Ford 150 pickup truck from Curry Motors, which is out of Frankfort, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $124,551.48. C, 2 Ford Explorer Interceptors from Welch Ford, which is out of Hardyville, South Carolina, in an amount not to exceed to be determined. Then we'll have the reports for information only. Department of Public Works monthly report, the Engineering Division monthly report. If the president has anything else to add, nothing under other items in review, and then we will adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Noel. Public Health and Safety, Trustee Palafis.
And immediately after we adjourn, we'll call to order the Public Health and Safety Committee, which will have a roll call to establish quorum. We'll ask for the approval of minutes from April 24th, 2023. There's an open item for public comments if needed. We have no items at this time under new business. And then we have the 4 recurrent monthly reports for information only from the Police Department, Health and Human Services Department, Emergency Management Coordinator, and the Fire Department monthly reports. We'll have a president's report if he doesn't remember everything in the first 2 meetings. Items and other, if need be, no items in review, and then we will adjourn.
We'll have the fire station feasibility analysis that evening as well. So
Yes.
It did not make the draft report, but that'll be next Monday night.
That'll be awesome. So we will have one item under new business. We will. Great. Thank you for that clarification.
Okay, thank you. Move on to 7, additional business. A request board approval of an ordinance amending section 8-3-22, number of licenses of Article 3, alcoholic liquors of the Hoffman Estates Municipal Code decrease the number of Class D licenses for Anita J. Hotel Corporation doing business as Country Inn and Suites, 2280 North Barrington Road, Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Chair will accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any questions on this? Seeing no questions, can you call the roll, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Stanton?
Aye.
Trustee Arnett?
Aye.
Trustee Mills?
Aye.
Trustee Newell?
Aye.
Trustee Palafis?
Aye.
Mayor McCollum?
Aye, motion carries. Is there any other additional business, Mr. Baum?
No, sir.
Okay, Chair would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. We have any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have a motion carried. We are adjourned.